Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. Today for Wednesday, let's take a look at the first lesson for morning prayer. We haven't really looked much at the Book of Kings, the second Book of Kings, this kind of cycle, but we are dealing with Elijah and then Elisha. So we are actually up to Elisha, the two great prophets. They followed back to back. And so we heard earlier that St. Elijah had healed the child of the woman who he stayed with and who took care of him. Now we're going to hear about Elisha, who also helps and performs a miracle by God's intercession. 2 Kings 4, beginning at verse 25. And it came to pass, when the man of God saw her afar off, that he said to Gehazi his servant, Behold, yonder is that Shunammite. Run now, I pray thee, and meet her, and say unto her, Is it well with thee? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with the child? And she answered, It is well. And when she came to the man of God, to the hill, she caught him by the feet, but Gehazi came near to thrust her away. And the man of God said, Let her alone, for her soul is vexed within her, and the Lord hath hid it from me, and hath not told me. Then she said, Did I desire a son of my Lord? Did I not say, Do not deceive me? Then he said to Gehazi, Gird up thy loins, and take my staff in thine hand, and go thy way. And if thou meet any man, salute him not. And if any salute thee, answer him not again, and lay my staff upon the face of the child. And the mother of the child said, As the Lord liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her. And Gehazi passed on before them, and laid the staff upon the face of the child, but there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him, and told him, saying, The child is not awake. And when Elijah was come into the house, behold, the child was dead, and laid upon his bed. And he went therefore and shut the door upon them twain, and prayed unto the Lord. And he went up and lay upon the child, and put his mouth upon his mouth, and his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned, and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And he called Gehazi and said, Call the Shunammite. And he called her, and when she was come unto him, he said, Take up thy son. And she went in, and fell at his feet, and bowed herself to the ground, and took up her son, and went out. So again, we have this wonderful healing story of somebody being risen from the dead. Both Elijah did it, and now Elisha. And so when people begin to hear the stories of Jesus bringing back the only child of the widower, right, as the funeral bier was going out, he stops the bier, he touches it, and just tells the man to sit up, and he gives him back to the widow, the mother. Again, these kind of things are happening. And people who would have heard it in Jesus' time would have immediately thought of these great prophets and the fact that they were able to do such a thing, restore people, restore these two back to life. And Jesus would do it again and then again with Lazarus. So again, the things that Jesus is doing is because of his nature as being God himself, right? He's the second person of the Trinity. But also, all of these things are bringing to mind and bringing to remembrance to the people of Israel that Jesus is in fact the fulfillment of God's prophet and of God's promise, and that he is in fact greater than all the prophets. So today's Wednesday, 12:15 Holy Communion and 4 o'clock evening prayer. We have a nice crowd the last couple of days for evening prayer. I do hope that you can join us in person. It's great to have people here with us. Great to have people at Mass as well. So 12:15, 4 o'clock. Or you can pray with us on the live stream or pray on the replay. Either way, may God grant you a wonderful Wednesday that is full of blessings.